What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to Bruce and Stephanie Comics. My name is Bruce, and in today's video, we're doing something different here on the channel. I don't know if I've ever done a video like this before, but we're gonna do it today, and it's an opinion video. That's right, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on a topic that I just think needs to be discussed. And what is that topic? Our topic that we're gonna talk about today is the death of the Justice League, but not specifically the death and why they're dying and who they're being replaced by. No, we're mainly going to talk about when they bring these characters back, how they should be changed, how they can be different and better. That's the key thing. How can we make these members of the Justice League better? Because a lot of them are just so boring, that's why they're killing them off. But who are these members of the Justice League that are dying in this month's issue of Justice League? So the members of the Justice League that DC Comics is killing off this month are Bruce Wayne, Batman, Clark Kent, Superman, Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, Arthur Curry, Aquaman, and Jon Stewart, Green Lantern. That's a weird one. I don't know why they're killing off Jon Stewart. He's a black man who's amazing, so why are they killing him off? Well, let's not talk about that right now. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. So who is the cast of characters that they're replacing these members of the Justice League with? Well, it's a much more diverse and eclectic mix of people. Let's run through who they are. We have Jackson Hyde as Aquaman. We have Yara Flora replacing Wonder Woman. We have Jace Fox replacing Batman. John Kent replacing Superman. And last but not least, Joe Mullen replacing Jon Stewart as the Green Lantern. So those are our more eclectic, more diverse cast of characters for the Justice League members. But DC Comics, I'm gonna come out and say right now, it's not gonna stick. We're gonna have to bring all these main superheroes back, and I'm here to give you guys some ideas on how we can make these characters better and how we can make them more engaging for a younger audience and more engaging for your core audience right now. All right, guys, let's go over what my ideas are for each of these characters. We're gonna start with my least favorite, and we're gonna end it with my favorite. So if you wanna find out what I think they can do for Batman, you're gonna have to stick around to the end. Now, before we go any further, I just want to say to you guys, I have no inside information from DC Comics. I am just a comic book YouTuber with some ideas that I want to share with you guys. I'm also not a writer, so these ideas that I'm about to share with you could be terrible, and you guys should let me know down in the comments below if you guys either like them or maybe they are terrible. But if they are terrible, how about you guys let me know what your ideas that you think are better for bringing these characters back and making them better. And last but not least, guys, these are just my opinions. And you know what, guys? Just like buttholes, everyone has one, and I'm going to share mine with you right now. All right, guys, let's get into the first one, and that is going to be for Jon Stewart. For so long, the character of Jon Stewart has been haunted by the fact that he was not able to save this planet. I forgot the name of the planet, but all these people died, and he sees it as his fault, and it's been his crutch. They've leaned on this so hard for so long. Jon Stewart, get over it. You couldn't save them. You've saved so many people since then. Get over it. We don't need to revisit this over and over and over again. Just like Bruce Wayne, we don't need to revisit the fact that his parents died. We don't need Jon Stewart to revisit this and be mournful and not able to do something because he wasn't able to save this planet. Guys, can it? Move on. And also, give this guy a love interest that does not die. It seems like he's still haunted by the fact that he was in love with a woman and that she was killed. And now he doesn't have her. But they keep bringing her back in like flashbacks and nightmares and dreams and all these things. Just give him someone new, someone that he can care about, someone who's really cool, and that way, so when he needs to go save the planet, he's saving it for more than just his fellow Green Lanterns and humans. He's saving it for the love of his life. And that if that character is really cool and intriguing, even better, then she can be his like little sidekick, or at least someone that he can go home to and like joke around with and make jokes with. Give him a love story and just have him give over and stop being such a whiny little bitch. I understand millions, billions of people died, but you know what? Millions of people die all the time in these comic book worlds. Guys, get over it. You're a hero. You've saved the universe so many times. So those are my two ideas how to make Jon Stewart better. Have him get over the fact that he could not save a planet, and also just give him a love interest so that way he can have something to love. The next character that we're going to talk about is Arthur Curry. Aquaman, Arthur Curry, is a hard character to actually make intriguing and cool. He's been made fun of for so long. There's so many memes featuring Aquaman, it's not even funny. But I have some ideas on how we can make him cool. I have read very little Aquaman of his solo series. I believe the only stuff I ever read was Jeff Johns' run on Aquaman. But here are my ideas. So What we know about Aquaman is that he's half human and half Atlantean, and he's the king of Atlantis, but Atlantis never wants to accept him because he's not a full Atlantean. Well, let's have the Atlanteans get over it. Get over yourselves, Atlanteans. He is your king. Let him be your king. Stop having Arthur Curry's main story being about how you guys won't accept him and how he's constantly struggling to find acceptance within your people. Accept him. Move on. Just like Jon Stewart, move on. Let the story grow. We've had this story for so long, it's not interesting anymore. And the other thing that I think DC Comics could do for Aquaman is give him some other characters around him that are really cool. Think of like a Robin or fellow Green Lanterns or just some other characters around him that could help ground him. Because you know what? Here in the United States, we don't have kings. How can I relate to someone who is a king? I can't. So there's nothing there that's going to help me think Aquaman is really cool. But if there's a cast of characters, either humans, Atlanteans, other superheroes, just people around him who can help ground this king and make him seem like a more approachable character for us outsiders, I think that would be really cool. If he had like a whole like set of Robins or Green Lanterns, or I can't think of anything. I'm not a writer again, but I just think if they had some really cool characters around Aquaman, that would be really cool and help this character be more approachable by a wider cast of people like myself. Now this next one, I don't know if a lot of you guys are going to agree with me on this one, but we're going to talk about Wonder Woman Diana Prince. Now I am not a Wonder Woman fan. I've tried to read her comics multiple times and there's nothing in there that is for me. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing, but here are my thoughts on what we can do for Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, to make her cool. Are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Keep her dead. That's right, guys. That's my idea of how to make Wonder Woman cool. Keep her dead and keep Yara Flor in her role because Yara Flor is interesting. She's intriguing. She's only been around since the beginning of Future State, but she's already so much cooler than Wonder Woman. And I just don't really care about Diana Prince. I haven't cared about her movies, her TV shows, or her comic books, or anything. She's not a cool character. Now, I know some of you guys out there absolutely love Diana Prince. She is your Wonder Woman. She will forever be your Wonder Woman. But this is the one character on this list that I think should stay dead until they can find something to make her cool. But I've thought about this for 3 days now. I've had this video idea for 3 days and I've been coming up with these ideas over the last 3 days. And for Diana Prince, for Wonder Woman, I think the best thing that they can do is let her be dead. Just let her be dead and let the other Wonder Women, Wonder Girls, Wonder People take over for her because they're so much more interesting. Cassandra Sandsmark or Wonder Girl, I love her. She's such a cool character. Yara Flor, such an amazing character. Donna Troy is even a more interesting character than her, but she's the least cool out of the 3 characters I just mentioned. I really think they should give this role to Yara Flor and have Cassandra Sandsmark just be like a backup character for her. But again, a sidekick character that Yara Flor can bounce ideas off or just have a relationship with. Even if it's like a negative relationship, at least it's still a relationship they can build on and show the character growth of Yara Flor. But let's keep Diana Prince dead, DC Comics. Don't bring her back, at least for a very, very long time. So we're down to the final 2 characters, Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne, the 2 keystones of DC Comics. Now, I do think there are some ideas that we can do for both of these characters to really make them more intriguing, more interesting to the people. Now, my ideas for Clark Kent are probably going to be a little controversial, but that's okay. This is an opinion video. You guys let me know down in the comments below if you guys hate all my ideas. That's totally okay. I want some interaction with you guys, my viewers. So, let's start with Clark Kent and we're going to wrap this video up with Bruce Wayne. So Clark Kent is Superman. To me, it's a very, very boring ass character. I really don't like Clark Kent. I don't like Superman. I think he's boring. He's the man that can do everything. You need someone to fly at super speed, beat the Flash, he can do it. You need someone to lift everything and anything, and you know what? He can do it. You need a super genius? Guess what? He's a super genius. You need someone with laser eyes? He can do it. Oh, cold breath? He can do it. What can't this guy do? Breathe in space? Sure can. He can breathe in space. He can do anything. There's nothing he can't do, and he's boring as F. You need to find like a weakness, which is kryptonite, but he can still beat that most of the time. There's so many things that make this character boring as F. So they're gonna kill him. And what do they do when they bring them back? Well, my idea when they bring them back is to keep him powerless, or at least mostly powerless. I think that'd be such a more interesting idea. It would give him a more interesting family dynamic with his son Jon Kent. It would bring him closer to his wife Lois Lane. And what if one of the main stories was him going on a mission to kind of find his new place in the world, or to find a way to get his powers back. Maybe he travels the world or the universe finding interesting people to help him get his powers back. Or maybe he just goes around with Lois Lane and, does like, I don't know, reporter stuff. No, that's boring. That's stupid. All right, that idea is stupid. But I think him going around the world, meeting with other metas and other humans and other scientists and trying to get his power back or understand how he lost his powers, why his powers aren't coming back, could be a really interesting story. And it would give DC Comics maybe a way to bring in new characters or a way to bring in other characters that are like C, D, E-list characters that really aren't that interesting and give them a chance to maybe to help Superman in a really cool way and give that character a little bit of a spotlight. So my idea for Superman is basically to keep him powerless and send him on a mission to find his powers. But you need a good creative team to do that. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you guys like Superman? Is he a cool character? I just don't like him at all. But guys, let me know down in the comments. All right, it's time to get to the big kahuna, the Batman. All right, guys, let's talk about my ideas for Batman. Batman. Bruce Wayne, the best character at DC Comics. And I'm going to say that because I'm a huge fan of Batman. I've been a Batman fan since I was a little kid. I've always liked him, because his name is Bruce, my name is Bruce, but he's also just a badass character. And you can also tell that DC Comics thinks the exact same way because there are like 25, 30 books that involve Batman every single month, month after month. He takes up like 50% of their line, which is absolutely insane. So Batman is their tentpole character, but they're gonna kill him. They're gonna bring him back. There's no way they keep Bruce Wayne dead. But there are some things that have bugged me about Bruce Wayne, and that is that he is a goddamn prick. He's been a goddamn prick for as long as I can remember. And a lot of people like that about Bruce Wayne. They like his gruffness. They like, him being an asshole. But you know what? I'm over it. I am so done with him being a prick. And there's been a few books as of late where the Robins have got together and discussed how they're sick and tired of him being a prick. And the fact that he brings these characters in, trains them, and then pushes them away all the time instead of bringing them closer. And also, his relationship with Catwoman was amazing in my opinion. I love what Tom King did. That was my favorite thing from Tom King's run. Yes, that run was completely flawed. It wasn't great. But I liked that part of it, and I know a lot of you didn't. I've watched multiple YouTube videos on different channels talking about how they hate that relationship. But here's my ideas on how they can change that, how they can make it different, more interesting, better. And I'm not saying that he needs to marry Selena Kyle. No, I'm not saying that. But my biggest idea for DC Comics when they bring Bruce Wayne back is to make him a little bit more like Alfred. Alfred was a key member of Bruce Wayne's life, and Alfred died, and that character is gone. And maybe when Bruce Wayne comes back, he will see that he needs to be a little more loving, a little more caring, and bring his family in for once. Maybe even hug a Robin. Maybe even his flesh and blood, Damian Wayne, bring him in for a hug. Tell him he loves him, like in Patrick Gleason's run on Batman Robin, whatever it was. There were some really amazing moments in that were so special and made it amazing because Bruce Wayne loved his son and he fought for his son and it was so great. Where is that love? If you don't have love in these books sometimes, they just seem soulless and cold. And that's what Bruce Wayne has been for so long, constantly pushing people away. And it's not interesting anymore, guys. It's been that way since like the 1930s. I don't care about that anymore. Now, I'm not saying that he needs to be overly loving and gushing love and hearts are coming off him everywhere. But you know what? Showing some compassion, showing him some understanding, some character growth for Batman would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. He's been deconstructed and everything's been taken away from him time after time again, but he continues to be this grumpy old And you know what, guys? I am just done with it. I'm so done with that version of Bruce Wayne. Let's change it. Let's make something new, something fun, something interesting. Maybe it doesn't stick. Maybe it doesn't, and that's okay. But you know what? DC Comics, try something. Try something. We don't need to keep peddling the same crap to us over and over and over again. You know what? People like this Nightwing character. He's amazing because he has compassion. He loves things. He cares for things. He has passion. And he's not just a grumpy Gus going, oh, you know what? I need to save this city. Oh, my parents died and I made a promise that I was going to save this city. Who gives a shit anymore, man? Care about your family. Go out and, deliver justice, But you know what? You could do it with your Bat family. It's so big now. There's so many characters that you brought into your little world that you could accept, and it'd be such a better story. Do that. There was the whole Detective Comics run where he had like Clayface and all these villains on his team that he was helping become better people. And then it fell apart. I don't know why, because that book was amazing. But you know what, guys? That is my biggest idea. Give Batman some compassion, some ability to love, and I think that would be absolutely amazing. Maybe even let him close to a woman for a long time, and that's okay. It's okay for Bruce Wayne to love people. It's okay. All right, guys, those are my ideas for the 5 Justice League members that are gonna die in this month's Justice League. I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Are my ideas stupid? They probably are. I'm okay with that. But these are my ideas on what these characters could do to be more interesting to me. DC Comics, take a listen. Maybe you hate my ideas. Maybe you don't. Maybe you are writing these ideas down and you're gonna put them in, and that would be absolutely amazing. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys are not subscribed yet, get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notification, and smash that like button. I'll be back on Monday with my must-have pickups for next week's new comic book day. I haven't even started looking at that. I gotta do that. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Have a great time, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.